Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll go through binomial expansions. So this word expansion isn't new to you. Earlier in the year, we've done expansions like this using the distributive law where we have, say, 3 outside of x plus 6. So remember, expansion means we start with some brackets and we write it without the brackets. So remember what we did was we times the 3 by the x to get 3x, and 3 times 6 is 18 because it's a positive times a positive, it's 3x plus 18. That's what we did earlier in the year. But now we're going to look at binomial expansions where there are 2 sets of brackets, and they're called binomial because there are 2 terms in each bracket. So instead of having something like 3 outside of x plus 6, we'll have something like this: x plus 3 times by x plus 6. So again, expanding means we're starting with some brackets and that we're going to end up with something that doesn't have brackets in it. So the idea here is we have to times everything in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. Now there's a couple of ways to do this, and I'm going to show you the FOIL method. So it's called FOIL because each of these letters stands for something. So first, it means you multiply the thing that's first in each brackets. Outsides, so you multiply the outsides in each bracket together, insides together, and lasts. So I'll show you exactly what that means with our question here. So firsts means I go first things in the bracket, I multiply them together. So this is a times. If no operation's written, it's times. So x times x is x squared. So outsides is this one and this one, both on the outside of the expression. So x times 6 obviously just gives you 6x. Then insides, the 2 things insides of the expression, so that's 3 times x. And then finally, we must do the last, the thing that occurs last in both brackets. So 3 times 6, and that is 18. So what I've done there is I have multiplied everything in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. And we need to simplify if possible. So this would just be x squared. These two are like terms, so we can add them together, plus 18. Note, and remember, x squared and x are not like terms, therefore you can't add them together. I can't simplify this expression here anymore. So let's look at a few more examples. So let's look at this example here, and we'll do it the same way. Firsts, so I multiply those together. Outsides, so be careful, this isn't x times 3, it's x times minus 3, so it's minus 3x. Then the inside is positive 4 times x, and then the last 4 times negative 3. And again, I can simplify this. So minus 3 plus 4 is positive 1, so I can just write positive x there as well. How easy is that? Let's look at something like this. 2x minus 5 times 3x plus 6, okay? It might look a bit different to the first one, but we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to multiply together the first, so 2x times 3x, 2 times 3 is 6, x times x is x squared. Then 2x times 6 is just 12x, you just multiply the coefficients. Negative 5 times 3x for the insides, that gives us negative 15x, and finally we need to do the thing that's last in each bracket. Negative 5 times positive 6 is negative 30. Once again, we collect the like terms. 6x squared, so 12 minus 15 is negative 3. And there we have our answer. So sometimes you'll see a binomial expansion written like this, x plus 4 squared. Remember, squaring something just means timesing by itself. So we can write it as x plus 4 times by itself. So we'll do this exactly the same way. So we'll go x times x, which is the first, then outsides x times 4, insides is also x times 4, and then the last will be 4 times 4, which is 16. Again, let's collect like terms. 4x plus 4x gives us 8x. Okay, how easy was that? I want to show you a special type of expansion called the difference of two squares. So when we have something like x minus 3 times by x plus 3. Now what's going on here and what makes this special, we have the same things in each bracket, but one's a minus and one's a plus. So let's go through and do this using the FOIL method. So we go first, outsides is x times positive 3, the insides is x times negative 3, and then the last is minus 3 times positive 3. Now what I want you to notice is that we've got a 3x minus 3x. That equals 0. They cancel each other out. So this is just x squared minus 9. Now this was no coincidence. This is how difference of two squares works. So if you have something like x plus 7 times by x minus 7, you can use FOIL. There's nothing wrong with that. But because it's a difference of two squares, there's a quicker way to do it. We know that middle term will cancel out. So when you have the same things in each brackets, but one's a plus and one's a minus, you can just square the first thing, square the second thing, 7 squared is 49, and put a minus between them. That's the quick way to do them. Alright, I hope you've got something out of this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.